Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me make sure I am live. I don't expect anyone to be up this early, but I wanted to get this information out because I didn't know if I was going to get the opportunity to do it later. So let me just make sure I'm live. Okay. Yeah, I'm live and being heard. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So my man Mike, Love and Freedom, sent me this email. I ended up getting it later on, but I'm going to share it with you guys right now on the screen. Here's a letter from Social Security that went from out to veterans and people, everyone who receives, not just veterans, my apologies, but everyone who receives Social Security benefits in the Dominican Republic. Now, I have mentioned this several times. I've gone over this several times, and they're starting to implement what I said was going to happen, which is this: you need to let the government know where you are if you're receiving federal benefits. What happens is there are a lot of veterans who have this thing in their head, and a lot of people who receive Social Security who have this thing where they don't need to know where I am. That is not true. If you are receiving federal benefits, you need to let them know where you are in the world. They need to have an address. They need to have a current phone number in order to reach you. This right here in black and white. Now, this particular letter is going out to people in the Dominican Republic. But make no mistake, there's going to be one coming to Colombia. There's going to be one going to the Philippines, going to Thailand, going to Mexico, everywhere. And there's no point of lying and saying, oh, well, I'm just going to leave my address in the United States. You have a passport that you had to use to get into the country. They know where you are. They don't know exactly where you are, but they know you're not in the US. So there's no point in lying. But to go through this real quick, basically what they're saying in this letter, and I'm leaving it up here so you guys can read it, is that it doesn't matter if you're a retiree, if you're an SSDI beneficiary, if you're outside of the country more than 30 days, you're going to live full time in another country. Social Security needs your most recent address, your most recent phone number, because they send out information all the time. What happens is Social Security will send out a letter to the last known address. The last known address, they may not be living there anymore. So guess what happens? It goes to return to sender, which means it goes back to Social Security. They then will send out a second letter. Okay. Once they send out that second letter, they're only going to give you anywhere between 60 and 90 days to reply. You don't reply within 60 to 90 days, they're going to suspend your benefits coming up March 3rd. Because what's happening is there's a lot of people who got letters sent out to update their information. You're supposed to do it once every 2 years in the Dominican Republic, as it says in this email that was sent out to everyone on the list. So if you don't reply and get that questionnaire in before your next payday, your payments are going to be suspended until that form is filled out, sent in, and processed. Because the one way Social Security know they can get your attention is to cut off your payment. They cut your payment off, you guaranteed to contact them. Now, I got the same email right here. Okay. It's a little bit longer, gives a little bit more information. I know Mike cut it off just to just send it out on WhatsApp, but I did get this same email and I posted it to my Facebook group page for Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And it basically goes on to say, you living in the DR, you receiving federal benefits. If you want them to continue, you need to fill out this form. Every 2 years, you're supposed to be filling out the form to let the federal government know where you are. And I know there's some people out there with that attitude of they don't need to know nothing. Well, that's fine if you're not depending on them for income. But if you're depending on them for income, you need to let them know where you are. Now, notice in the video I said, and I'm going to say this clearly, SSDI and retirees. Notice I did not say SSI because SSI is not allowed outside the U.S. for no more than 30 days. You on SSI outside the country, you need to take your bet back to the U.S. or U.S. territory immediately after 30 days. Now, guys, if anyone has any questions regarding this, please leave it in the comment section. If you didn't catch this on live, you're catching it on the replay, please leave your questions there. And this is for anywhere you are in the world outside of the U.S. and U.S. territories. If you see this at the bottom, it says it clearly when they sent these letters out. And there's going to be people that say, I never got a letter. That's because they don't have your most recent and up-to-date information. So I'm going to read where it says, a second form was mailed out in October 2022. Should have been returned by mail before December of 2022. Individuals who did not return those forms could have their benefits suspended with the payment date of March 3rd, 2023. If your payments are suspended, they can be reinstated once your form is received and processed. So if you know of someone, doesn't matter if they're in the DR or not, if you know someone who is currently living overseas, they're still trying to use their U.S. home address as their place of getting mail, like sending it to a family member, telling the family member, hey, just let me know when I get mail, what's in it. No, they need your information. You're receiving the benefit. They need to know where you are in the world, not somebody else's address. All right. Hopefully this information is clear. Now, the forms, you can go to Social Security's website, or you can Google the SSA forms right here that you need and where you need to send them. Okay, it explains, if you go back and you pause it, that they're coming out of Pennsylvania here. The first one, I believe, right here, P.O. Box 7161, is where they were sending them from. Okay, you need to get that information sent out to Social Security to receive. Now, who got these letters? I don't know. But I can tell you, for me personally, they know where I am. Everyone who's on Social Security has a My Social Security account. You can go to your My Social Security account and update your address and your phone number. Or you can call the 800 number for Social Security and update your information with them. Okay? Oops, sorry about that. And update your information with them. Okay? Now, I want to say this as nicely as I can. When you choose to live abroad, okay, you're no longer in the U.S. That means everything that you were getting in the U.S. that was free is not going to be free when you live abroad. That would be mail. In a lot of these countries, it is very difficult to get mail. You normally have to use a mail service in order to get mail. All right. So even if you gave them a Miami address, like I use a mail service, like Mailbox, etc., I have a Miami address that I can have stuff sent to from the United States. But I inform Social Security of that information. Social Security is well aware. So is the Department of Veterans Affairs, where I am and all of my current phone numbers. And if they're sending me a letter, it's going to go to my Miami address, and then it's going to come here to Colombia to where I am. That service is not free. So to give you an example, I just received about 20 letters that cost me $37 to get 20 letters. It included junk mail and everything else with it. But in order to get my mail from the United States of America, you have to pay for it. Now, when it comes to my W-2s, Social Security sends my W-2s to my direct Colombian address. All right. When it goes to my Colombian address, it normally takes 2 to 3 months. I eventually get it. All right. I do eventually get it. But to be clear once more, if you are currently living outside of the United States and U.S. territories, you are currently on Social Security. You live in that country full time. You need to go to My Social Security account, download your most recent address and your phone number so they can get a hold of you. Your email as well, because they're going to do this, man. I told you this was coming. They're going to start cutting people off. There's too many people who are not being honest about where they are, whether it's for continuing disability reviews or just updated information they may need to get from Social Security. All right. Like your W-2 that they send out that they can't give you because they don't have a recent address. Now, the last thing I'm going to mention before I get off is Safe Traveler Enrollment Program. You see it here at the bottom of the screen. It says Safe Traveler Enrollment Program. If you are in whatever country, I highly advise you to sign up, put in your most recent address. That way, if something happens to you, they know exactly where to find you. Don't throw something in there just to say, oh, I'm here in the country. That doesn't mean a damn thing. They need to know where you are. If something happens to you, at least your family can come directly to where you're living. That's why you need to sign up for this. You cannot rely on traveling on luck or somebody say, oh, well, I thought I saw him over here. Well, he said he might have been. No, do what's right, ladies and gentlemen. Let these people know where you are. They're paying you. Like with any employer, they want to know where the hell you are, who the hell to pay, right? You need to let these people know where you are. Blank slate. Let's see. What's up, Markel? Had to call Social Security to reset my account due to an old address in California. I was able to submit my SSDI form, but I did see where all the zeros are listed. I told you, bro. I told you, man. And again, I know people, I think it's because of my delivery and I'm so direct with people that sometimes people get put off by the way I talk and I speak because I'm so direct. But I'm on here trying to help people, man. At no point am I trying to hate on people, because if I'm trying to hate on people, I'm not going to tell you how to help yourself get more income, how to tell you about benefits that are going to help you in your daily life and help your family. But when I give y'all information, dude, it's either because I've been through it or I'm aware of it because of my former employer. So, and one more thing, Blank Slate, I'm pretty sure they told you how much time, how many quarters you had left, that if you had waited probably another 4 years, you may not have had any quarters to apply. You may have sat there and just waited and waited and waited. And guess what? You're going to get nothing because you ran out of quarters. You ran out of insurance. And there are a lot of veterans out there right now that don't even know this, that don't know that you only have so much time after you stop working and you start losing those quarters every year as your Social Security goes down. So guys, I'm telling you, I'm employing to a lot of you all. And for those of you who know people out there in these situations, one last time, if you're outside the United States of America, you're outside of U.S. territories, I would implore you to go to My Social Security account. If you're already on Social Security, okay, enroll in My Social Security account, put in your most up-to-date information in whatever country you are located. If you are like myself and you're using a third-party service in order to get your mail, explain that to Social Security so they can put it in your file and they know why you have a Miami address, even though you're physically in another country. Okay? I do the same thing with the VA. The VA knows exactly where I am. All of my doctors know exactly where I am. Anything that they need to send me, they're going to send to my Miami address, which will eventually get to me. And again, using a service, it is not free. You have to pay for that. That is one of the costs you incur when you leave the United States of America. Okay? Where you are currently in the US, mail is free. It ain't free when you're living in another country. All right? Now, you guys have any other questions, please leave them below. That's going to be it this morning. I got up early so I can put this information out there. Hopefully, people who are unaware of this will not get their benefits suspended come March 3rd. They go ahead and get this information out, get it into Social Security, and get it done. Okay? But all right, guys, that's going to be it this morning. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always, guys. And until the next time, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.